This is Belicious247 and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to talk about the Tarte Color Wheel Amazonian Clay Blush Palette for 2016. For holiday 2016, I mean. So this is the blush palette that Tarte has brought out for the holidays this year. And if you're familiar with Tarte and their holiday palettes, you know that they usually bring out a holiday palette. They're usually rectangular in size when they bring them out during the holidays, but this year they decided to go with a circular format, and we're going to take a look at what the palette looks like and look at swatches. This is really more of a first impression video because I have not had a chance to really use these blushes and see how they perform. But in my experience, because I've used a lot of Tarte blushes and a lot of their blush palettes, and specifically holiday blush palettes, I've used some of their other blush palettes in the past, and I think that, you know, based off of that impression that I have of their blushes and their blush quality, that this is going to be great as well. So this is the external packaging. This is what it looks like in the back. It just says Tarte Works of Tarte Holiday 2016. So here's what it looks like. I'm not so crazy about the packaging. I mean, it's kind of different from what they've done in the past. So for that reason, it's nice. And I guess if you're a purple lover, I love purple. So, you know, I like the color, but I'm not too crazy about the patterns. But, you know, to each his own, right? So taking a look at, before I take out the palette, on the inside, there's like a little foam insert thing here to protect the palette. So that's nice that they added a little extra protection in there. Here is what the palette itself looks like. Again, the same packaging as the external box. And then the back is just a gold, you know, plain gold, gold plastic casing. It feels pretty sturdy. If you're familiar with any of Tarte's circular palettes, you know that you know, their circular palettes are usually like sturdy plastic type thing. So it's pretty consistent with that. So taking a look at the inside. So you can see here there are two sides to it. There is a warm toned side over here where my finger is tapping, and then a cool toned side over here with my fingers tapping. Okay, warm toned, cool toned. And there's a little insert in here that kind of separates both sides of the palette. I guess it's like a protective layer to kind of prevent the blush palette, to prevent like particles from like each of the blushes on each side from getting, you know, mixed in on the other sides, which is kind of nice. I like that they included that, but in my opinion, I just don't think that this plastic is like sturdy enough. I mean, it feels kind of flimsy, like it's going to fall out. You know, I guess time will tell whether it holds up or not, but it's nice that they included it. In the future, hopefully, I don't know if anyone from Tarte is watching this, but, you know, if they could make it maybe a little thicker, a little more sturdy or something, you know, whatever they can come up with to make sure that it stays in. Because I have a feeling that it's going to fall out, and I see like a perforation in there where you could like, it almost looks like you can slide this out. Like if you tug hard enough, you could probably like peel it out. So for that reason, I don't think this is sturdy enough. But it's nice that they included it. So before we get into the swatches and stuff, I know that's, you know, people are very interested in getting to that, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But I think we should talk about some other things like pricing, sizing and stuff like that, because I think people are interested in knowing that as well before they can really decide if this is a good investment. So price-wise, This is $44 for this palette. Their full-size blushes run for about $28, I think, for each blush. So I guess, you know, it's a good price for the full-size blush because they have a lot of product in there. For me personally, I prefer these palettes because it's a great way to try multiple colors of blushes from Tarte. And because personally, like whatever full-size blushes that I have, I don't know about you guys, I rarely, if ever, have hit pan on any of my full-size blushes. So for me, this is kind of like a great bang for my buck because I get to try different colors of blushes, and because you never hit pan on any of these blushes anyway, for me, you know, this works out just fine. So size-wise, this would be comparable to their mini size blushes, and let me just show you what that size looks like. So size-wise, if you can see here, it's pretty close in size to the minis. So if you have any of Tarte's like minis that they bring out, I mean, it's a decent size. So if it's close, if what's in here, each individual blush that's in here is close in size to the minis, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. And you get 10 of them, you know? So for me, it's like, I mean, I love variety. So for me, this is perfect. This is perfect. So price-wise, I think it's a great price because, you know, if the full size goes for about $25 or $28 and this goes for $44 for 10 blushes, I personally think it's a great buy. I've also made the mistake in the past of not picking up the holiday blush palettes and then having to, like, you know, like try to track it down and find it like on eBay and stuff after it's been sold out. So this year I decided to just go for it and just pick it up right away, and you know, because of course now I know what to expect quality-wise from them with regards to their blushes. It's much easier for me to just pick it up right away. If you want it, I think you should just go ahead and get it. Trying to track stuff down on eBay after the fact is like, it's a pain in the patootie, and it's just, you never know what you're gonna get. You might end up getting a fake. So if you want this, I would suggest you go ahead and get it now. Okay, so now that we've talked about all that jazz, let's just go ahead and get into the swatches and see what they look like. Off, this is the warm tone side. So if you can see here, there's a highlighter on this side. Well, there's a highlighter on both sides, but on this side, this is the highlighter. And let me just give you the shade names, because that would be nice, right? Okay, so on the warm tone side, this is Idol. The next second shade is Mod. The third shade is Deco. The fourth shade here is called Surreal. Surreal kind of looks a little similar to Dollface for me. It's very pretty. It's like a bubblegum pink blush. This is very nice. So that's Surreal. And then the very last one here, which almost blends with my skin tone. It's just very sparkly. So here, the last one here is Culture. So that's the warm tone side. Very nice, right? And so here's the cool tone side. Again, we have a highlighter. Oh, that's a nice highlighter, right? Look at that. So let me go ahead and read out the shade names to you. The first one here is Crafty. The second one here is Concept. You can barely see it because it blends into my skin tone, but that's Concept. The third one here is Icon. The fourth one here is Montage. Montage. And then the very last one here is Iconic. So these are really nice as well. Lots of berry tones here, like varying degrees of darkness, and varying degrees of like pink or like reddish tones of berry. So very, very pretty. Yeah, I really like these shades. So those are the swatches. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me give you a comparison of what this looks like in comparison to like previous holiday palettes that I have. So I didn't pick up last year's holiday palette, but I picked up the 2 years before. So I have the one from 2014, which was Pinup Girl, and then the one from 2013, which was Off the Cuff. So let me go ahead. I'll just compare it for you if I can hold them all up. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So this is this year's, and this right here is Off the Cuff from 2013. You can see that Tarte tends to like, I think they tend to go for like the same schemes. Like, you know, you have a bubblegum pink over there, and then you have like a berry, you have like a warm pink, which, you know, they have like similar types of colors. I mean, I'm sure they're not exact dupes or anything, but you know, they have like a similar theme going on there. So let me just open up the 2014 palette, the Pinup Girl palette, so that you can see that as well. So here is Pinup Girl next to the 2016 Color Wheel palette. Again, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but yeah, similar. They generally have like a similar theme going on. You know, with the bubblegum pink, the berries, the warm pinks. The only difference between these, well, not the only difference, but one of the major differences between the 2016 palette and the previous palettes that Tarte has brought out. I don't know about last year's palette because I don't have it, but this year, 2016, has 2 highlight colors included in it. So 2 highlights, as you can, you know, if you can see here, again, that's one highlight and that's another over there. The previous year's palettes, at least for the 2014 and 2013 that I have, there are no highlight colors in it. I don't remember seeing a highlight color in last year's either. So, you know, just so you know, in case you're wondering if it's something that you should pick up if you have prior holiday blush palettes from Tarte, I definitely think that, you know, you should get it. You're probably not going to duplicate the colors there, not necessarily. And plus, this has a lot more colors. This has 10 colors. So if anything, if there are any dupes, you know, you might have like 1 or 2, you know, maybe 3 dupes, but then you've got like 7 other colors to play around with. So that's my review for the Tarte Holiday 2016 blush palette. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that it was helpful for you in making a decision on what to pick up this holiday season. And that concludes our review for the Tarte Holiday Blush Palette. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.